Ready to take another small step forward? Welcome to Guitar Chords Info Stream, Phase 14, Intro to Bar Chords, Part 9. Well, here in Part 9 we're going to take a small step, but still a really significant step. What I want to do is put that new A chord to work. Again, we're going to resolve the 7th chord. This time we're going to resolve E7th to A like we did back in Phase 5, but I want to use this time the 4-finger version of the E7th chord that you learned back in Phase 7 and resolve it to the long A chord that you just learned in Part 8 of Phase 14. And the reason I want you to use this 4-finger version of the E7th chord is that between holding down that chord and then resolving it to A, I believe that's a really good thing to help get your finger set up for that monstrous B7th chord that's coming up. So now let me demonstrate this for you. I'm going to take the 4-finger version of E7 that you learned back in Phase 7 and resolve it to A. So I'll do 2 beats of A7, or excuse me, 2 beats of E7th, then resolve it to an A chord, just letting the A chord ring for a brief moment, and then with an E7th and A cadence in order to bring it to a smooth close. So here it goes. So that should be a little bit of a challenge for you, and again, it's a small step, but a significant one that's really in the right direction. So like I said, these bar chords are going to open up new possibilities for you, probably sooner than later. And also, please keep your 4-finger chords that you learned back in Phase 12. Try to keep those relevant, because they're also good for helping to get your fingers ready for this monstrous B7th chord coming up. The 4-finger chords are good for it from Phase 12, and also the bluegrass G chord and C add 9 are good for it, and also of course the 4-finger version of E7 that we just did. Using that to resolving that to the long A chord, that's just I think it's a great move, not only for getting your fingers accustomed to playing bar chords, but also getting you ready for that monstrous B7th chord. So I have one more thing to say before bringing Phase 14 to a close, and this is the last video for Phase 14, by the way. I just want to say that from here, not only should you spend some time in Phase 15 and then Phase 16 after that, and 17, or however many of these phases that I'm going to end up having. It's important to progress that way also, but I also want you to spend some time in another series called 12 bar progressions. And that's really good to start putting your chords to work, and you'll just feel probably more like you're making music instead of just learning chords when you get into the 12 bar progression series. As a matter of fact, I think you should go to maybe Phase 1 of 12 bar progressions, and then go to Phase 15, and then maybe just kind of zigzag between the two as you see fit after that. You may not, for instance, you may not go 12 bar progressions Phase 1, then on to Phase 15, which is the continuation of Phase 14, which you're finishing here, and then back to bar chords, or excuse me, back to 12 bar progressions part 2, and then phase 16 after that. It may be, who knows, you may end up doing 2 videos in one series, and then to the 1 video of another series. So there would really be no right or wrong way to do it. I believe if you've made it this far, if you've learned from scratch from this channel, not only have you come a long way, but I believe that you'll be able to you'll just know when it's time to, when you should spend time in the 12 bar progressions, or go to phase 15, 16, 17, or whatever, etc. I think you'll just know. So you've done really good, and these bar chords and are going to open up new possibilities, and the 12 bar progressions, well, I just feel like you'll really feel like you're getting somewhere when you start in those. But again, I would suggest that you do at least one phase of 12 bar progressions before you go to phase 15. So good luck to you, whichever order you, however you end up going back and forth between the 2 paths, and I'm sure you'll do fine. And if these videos are helping, please let me know in the comments section. And when you think you're ready, I'll see you either in the 12 bar progression series or in phase 15.